Rockets have been meta for a long time, but it's time to move over as rocket assisted sidearms are the future, and this one has an absolute sweet god roll that will fit perfectly into all of your favourite builds this season. You all might be chasing Vault Shot to electrify everything, or even surrounded for a top tier damage boost, but I think there's a Copium roll that's even better, and you know you 100% need it. The Wish Dragons clearly want you to have this as it's the most common drop from the dungeon, as it's rewarded from each of the 3 boss encounters in the new Warlord's Ruin dungeon. However, as it's the newest dungeon, the encounters are farmable even after the first completion on any given week. It's the first ever of a new archetype, a rocket assisted frame arc energy sidearm, coming with the unique high powered rocket single round shot. I know sidearms aren't everyone's favourite in PvE, but this bad boy is about to change all of that, especially with its high damage output as the first ever legendary special ammo sidearm, along with its top tier perk combo potential. Prior to this special ammo sidearm, the only way to run a triple stasis or strand weapon loadout was with the Tessellation exotic fusion rifle. Permeability is one of the new perks introduced this season, and Indebted Kindness is the first special ammo weapon to roll with it in the energy slot. This new perk makes it particularly potent, especially when you consider the amazing S tier seasonal artifact mods this season, which cover both solar and strand subclass setups. It's definitely strand though where it truly shines, as it's going to benefit in a big way from the unravelling rounds and in turn the threadling generation potential from the seasonal artifact. Simply using your class ability will change the energy type of this weapon to match whatever subclass you're using. Putting this into a strand setup is going to dish out some massive damage with unravelling rounds, and you can even sever targets too with the Thread of Isolation, which is fairly easy to do with the increased range you can use this sidearm at, and can't be sniffed at as targets will dish out 40% less damage. Using harmonic siphon mods to generate orbs of power, you can also get woven mail on top to add a huge damage resistance, and even put on some weapon surge mods for a damage boost. Looking at solar, and you've got a ton of artifact perks which will make this thing cracked out of its mind. You can easily become Radiant, granting a 25% weapon damage boost, which you can extend indefinitely with the Ember of Empyrean. Because of that, you can then make it scorch targets, adding a bargain basement version of Incandescent to it. More importantly, it frees your loadout up to deal with barrier champions easily this season too with the anti-barrier sidearm mod. This is especially important when it comes to the final perk that you should be chasing, and again another unique one. Beacon rounds, and it's the first time that we've ever seen it on a sidearm. Final blows with this weapon will allow its projectiles to track to targets for a short duration, and dealing further damage will increase the duration of this perk. It's really all about the ease of use factor with this special ammo sidearm, and even though a lot of the dungeon loot is getting tarnished with the underwhelming stick, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, and there's a ton of build crafting potential no matter what subclass you want to chuck this new sidearm into. Come to mention it, why not chuck it into this endgame ready build with extreme survivability and damage output by watching this video next.